try not to.
Can I see you?
No, my recorder is okay.
Real quick, from an injury standpoint, there's no changes. Still working day to day and trying to get to Thursday to see where we're at.
So how will you determine their availability? Probably will it be game day, go through
Yeah,
workout or what?
So for Thursday games, we have a 4 o'clock deadline with regards to calling up practice squad guys and all that. So we'll have workouts in place Thursday morning to see if we're ready to go, and so everything's got to be in by 4.
Robert, can you talk a little bit about the decision to add John to the coaching staff?
Yeah, with obviously John has a lot of history within the system, being in Washington with Shanahan and all that stuff. But the biggest thing for us was really with Zach's injury and having these 4 weeks and the rest of the season to kind of regroup and get Zach to, we talked about it, right? I think I said to you guys to replay each week. So he's going back through each week as he's been off. Go through the practice scripts, go through the install, watch the game, watch all the practices. All right, go to week 2, reinstall it, watch every practice, go back through the week, watch the game, next. And on top of it, with as it pertains to his rehab and working back, getting his knee strong again, maintaining his fundamentals and the mechanics as it pertains to his throwing motion and all that stuff. So just another piece to add. There's those specialists, if you want to call them, those quarterback gurus and all that. John's fantastic. He's got a lot of really good quarterbacks in this league. But at the same time, these guys all have a chance to talk to them. They have dialogue throughout the week. And just piecing it all together, thought it would be really good to have John in our building, learn the verbiage that we're teaching, along with the things that are being asked of all our quarterbacks. So when he is having those conversations on a side conversation, everyone's speaking the same language, and he can tie in what he does as a quarterback guy to his students.
So does John work then primarily just with Zach, and then if other guys need him, he talks to them as well, or is he like another quarterback coach?
He's another quarterbacks coach in there. He's obviously because we have Calabrese, we have Kavanaugh, and we have Mike. He's able to do more of the side jobs as it pertains to, like I said, keeping Zach connected. Zach's still in the room, learning all the game plans as it goes, but so he's just another set of eyes.
Robert, how did this come about, and kind of how, what was the genesis of this, in terms of maybe who brought it up first?
It's just going through discussion. It was at the bye week. He went to see John, and then we were just talking, and I was like, well, why not just bring him here, and just so we can. So we just started talking about it, and then one thing leads to another, and now there's just a really good plan in terms of how to get him through the rest of the year and keep himself connected and keep it small, keep everything tight. Because at the same time, a lot of people could look at it and say, well, geez, you got a lot of guys in the quarterback room, and for us, it's more consolidating voices for them, so it's all in one building. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you finish.
Well, and so just the idea was to really. It's really like we said, we're going to do everything we can to help the quarterbacks, not just him, but the quarterbacks. And obviously, everything that we do, every decision that we make, every transaction that's made, and I mean, it is what it is. It's for the quarterback room, and it's to try to make sure that room is always at its absolute best, which is no different than the rest of them. But obviously, we all agree that the quarterback can be a game changer.
So it's a full-time position for the remainder of the year?
Correct.
Is that how? So he's here Monday through Saturday in addition to Sundays. Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, does it give? It kind of gives the impression that the guys you had here weren't connecting with Zach for whatever reason, like he wasn't performing well, and that you had to go outside to help him.
No, not at all. It's not an indictment on anyone whatsoever. It's more and more you're starting to see. Players have specialty coaches. I'm not going to name who John works with, but these quarterbacks all have their quarterback guys that they call the Tom Houses of the world, and they're talking to them throughout the week. You have kickers who have kicking specialists. You have basketball players who have shooting specialists. It's not an indictment on the coaching. It's just a very specific person to make sure they're staying connected to the mechanics of it all. And so with John, the idea was, well, shoot, he talks to him all the time. He's a young man. He is an information gatherer. So let's make sure. Why not bring him in to kind of consolidate all that information to help him really simplify this game and at the same time keep everything tight with regards to his mechanics. So it's a win-win for everyone. Credit to John Beck too, because he's got a really, really good business, and he cares so much for his quarterbacks that he dropped everything to come help out. And so it's it is win-win for everybody.
Is this something with John where he's going to be with you guys next year and for the foreseeable future, or is this just a 1 year thing?
He's got a business. This was more for obviously we'll talk about it at the end of the season, but this right now is to the end of the season.
When did he start, Robert?
What's that?
When did he start?
Right after the New England game.
Right after.
Yeah.
Is there any worry that, like you said, he has his own business, now he's in here getting all your guys' tips and tricks and secrets, that he could potentially leave after this year?
Well, no different than any coach who might get a job somewhere else, but not worried about any of that. I know it seems like, coaches are always paranoid about the secret. There's no secrets in football. There's so much tape. It's so easy to access other people's tape and all that stuff. It's there. If you know football, you know exactly what people are trying to get done.
Robert, knowing that the Thursday games create, a short week for everyone, how has that changed this week in that your team's coming off an enormous win? Your players seem to have noted just the excitement in the building and the optimism that comes from a win like that. How much does it help that, yes, it's a Thursday short week, but you have all of that kind of working in your favor still?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to go into a Thursday game after a win than it is a loss, but at the same time, the turnaround, the good thing is there's no time to celebrate. You've got to get back to your body, you've got to get back to your health, you got to hydrate, you got to regen, you got to study, and you got to attack the week the best you can, because it is a very, very quick turnaround. Even for us, we don't put pads on until Thursday because of the amount of time it takes for a player to recover from a Sunday. So now it's amplified even more in that we're actually going to go play a football game. So the guys were awesome in the locker room, taking control of the regen and making sure that we all got some type of regen in on Sunday night. And it was, it's pretty cool because the players kind of police themselves in that regard and have really taken on the challenge to get themselves ready.
What stands out about Jonathan Taylor when you study the Colts film?
Just when you talk about the Colts, I'm not going to single out one guy, but the entire group. And I'll start with offense. Carson is doing a heck of a job getting the ball downfield. Their run game is unbelievable. Their O-line is nasty. Defensively, they're very simplistic in that they line up, they get after it, they're a penetrating front. DeForest Buckner, obviously I have recall with him. He's probably one of the better players that I've ever coached, and he is an absolute problem. Darius Leonard is an absolute problem. So from a defensive standpoint, the soundness of their scheme, the speed at which they play, and then on special teams, they've been together for a while now. They're very sound. They're very disciplined. This is a playoff caliber football team, and I know their record may say one thing, but this is a football team that's going to be a big problem, and it's going to be a great challenge on Thursday.
Speaking of Buckner, a guy he might face is a little bit is ABT. We haven't even talked about it that much in these press conferences, but how's he doing so far? And he, especially on that block he made on the Berrios touchdown, it seemed like a uniquely athletic play.
The double bump, yeah, he's O-linemen never get enough love, but ABT is on track. He's exactly where we want him to be. Obviously, he's always going to have things that he needs to improve on, but every other day I walk into Joe's office and thank him for being very aggressive and going up and getting them. It was worth everything. So ABT is a stud, knock on wood, and he's only going to continue to grow and get better. He's made of the right stuff. He's got the right mindset. Football is very, very important to him, and he's definitely not one of those old linemen that are going to read his press clippings. His focus is getting better and trying to find a way to be his best.
You said he's on track. I mean, what is he on track to become? Like, how good can he be?
For me, to all these guys, sky's the
He's-
limit. But he's going to be special.
Robert, did you notice anything different in Mike this week, you know, coming off the win and everything that people are saying about him, or is he just?
He's the
you know,
same.
He seems pretty,
He's even keel. You know, he's got a big smile on his face. He's very deliberate in the way he goes about his business. First walkthrough this morning was no different. You know, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected, and I think he exudes confidence. So it's an exciting time for him. You know, and it's not often you get an opportunity like Mike's getting, and wish him all. You know, just continue to take advantage
is
of it.
that what gives you confidence that he can, maybe not 405 yards, but that he can do it again, he could have these type of performances for you?
Yeah, you know, again, it's with all players. You know, just give them an opportunity. Let's see what happens. When players have an opportunity, it's that whole A to Z concept I keep talking about. When they get these opportunities, they get reps. I'm not saying it always works, but it's amazing what might show up that you never thought was even possible. And so with Mike, there's an opportunity. He took advantage of it once, and now hit the reset button on Monday, and let's go do it again. And it's pretty cool to be watching. It's because anytime these moments happen, and they happen throughout a football team every single year, every single week. But when it happens at the quarterback position, which is very rare, it's always cool to watch.
How did Jarrod Davis come through his first action, and is there any concern with him playing 4 days after the short week for him since he hasn't played in so long?
Yeah, so we gave Jarrod a couple series off during the game, all with the mindset of trying to help him get to Thursday, and it's going to be the same thing this week. Thought he did a really nice job. First came back in a while, and again, just get his playing legs underneath him and the speed at which he can play, his length, all that stuff. He's a hard hitter. He's a great communicator, and thought he did a really nice job. And for him, again, let's stack it up. Let's put a little bit more on his back and continue to build to playing strength.
It's about like 45-ish minutes to go, but trade deadline. Is it safe to say you guys aren't gonna do anything?
You know, I know Joe's working on he's been working all morning. I don't think I've seen him all morning, but so I don't want to say anything that may or may not happen. So.
How close is Mackay, and is there a chance he could start practicing next week?
He's going to be a couple weeks still. You know, he's getting closer. His knee feels really good, but you know, so the biggest thing is to try to regain some strength back in that knee and that leg. You know, he is a big man, so it's but he's coming along good.
Is that a couple weeks away from practicing, or a couple weeks away from playing?
Practicing.
Okay.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.